Good morning. You know, so many times you think that what you're doing is not important. You know, dishes, whatever, and you don't see yourself. But the Bible says, "Do everything as unto the Lord," right? And you say, "Well, yeah, I know that," but there's other people doing far more important things. You know what it says here in Zachariah 4:10? It says, "For who has despised the day of small things? Who has despised this day?" And he's talking about the fact that they're rebuilding the temple. They've laid the foundation. He says, I'm going to also finish it. That's in the future. They're saying, well, what about the temple we had before? I mean, this thing, it's a baby compared to that. But this is obedience now. And this is what God's called me to now. And God will bless this now. You may think it's small. I remember when I was in seminary. And I wanted to be a preacher so bad. All the 5,600 largest Protestant seminary in the world. I mean, no, you can't find, your radius was probably 50 miles to find a church that needed a pastor. I mean, you had to really get in. There were doctoral students and everybody was taking the good stuff. And so maybe you get a youth director. They're all covered too. Okay, all right. So here I am, 23 years old. I'm saying, I went to the church and he says, well, we got the associate cover, we got the youth director cover, we got this. I said, is there anything in this church I can do? He said, we've got a 5th grade class. We don't have a teacher. And he said, the people that have been there, they've kind of washed out because it's a real challenge. I said, well, do you have any kids coming at all? He said, I think we've got 2. It's up for you if you want. Well, I said, okay, I'll take it. You know what? I put my heart into that class. I had those little kids come over to our house every Saturday. We had hot dogs. We played soccer. We played frisbee. We did all these games. And in about, I guess, 1 year, because time for promotion and all that kind of stuff, the guy comes to me and he says, I don't know what to tell you. And he says, this is unbelievable. I mean, you went from 2 kids to 13 kids. We can't even get them all in this room. What are you doing? He said, I've listened in on you. He said, there's something going on in here. Well, I want to give you the more product to that, more finished result. One little kid used to be quiet. He never said a word for about 3 months. Yeah, I just looked at him and I thought, well, and I'd tell my wife, I'd say, what is wrong with this kid? I mean, he's either been abused or something, because he just sits over there. He never gets interrelative with any of the kids, and he never talks, he never participates. He's just there. And occasionally he'd come on Saturdays, but when he did, he just kind of stayed to himself. And then he started a little bit more, and finally a little bit more. Then he really got active. And his mother would I could see them sitting on Sunday night, and he'd come up to me, and I guess after about 6, 7, 8 months, and he'd just hug me, and then he'd go back and sit with his mother. And she came up to me on one Sunday night, and she said, do you know who I am? And I said, I think you're Jared's mom. And she said, yes, I am. And she said, do you realize what's gone on in Jared's life? I said, I just know he's really come out. She said, 5 years ago, his dad left me for a younger woman. He hated men. He hated all men. He became such an introvert that I thought he might really be ruined for life. And God brought you into our lives. He can't wait to get to Sunday school. He can't wait for Saturdays. Do you realize the difference you've made in this boy's life? And I said, I didn't know. Thank you for sharing that. And I couldn't believe it. I teared up, because I thought, here we are, thinking this is just a little dinky class that nobody wants. And little Jerry's life was changed forever, I suspect. Now, you may be teaching small things, and you may be doing small things around a church, or you may be doing small things in your house, or for school, or for your wherever you work. But as a Christian, there can be no small things. God's taking count of what you do, and it will have results. God bless you. Have a great day.